Hi, this is Angie from Concord 9th. Today I'm here to walk you through our new August 2019 new product release. August is a perfect time to start your fall crafting, and we have just the product lineup to help you do so. This release is full of fun techniques such as coloring, masking, stitching, lifting, and layering dies, as well as our trademarked turnabouts. We also have new Concord 9th swag. We are now carrying an enamel pin and matching keychain, which were created from artwork from one of our popular stamp sets called Hello Lovely. We know many of you love pins, so why not add this to your collection? The keychain is also great for gift giving, even for your non-crafty friends. These will not be a part of the Buy It All bundle, so be sure to add these to your order separately. Don't delay, as these are while supplies last. I will be sharing a few details about each of these products and showing you some projects today, but be sure to check out each individual product page for more inspiring projects and even how-tos on how to use these products. Introducing Woven Plaid Background Stamp Set. By now you know we have a love for plaid. We have our plaid background and happy plaid stamp sets. Now we have this woven plaid background and border set. The scale of the plaid is larger and it has a cozy texture to it, just like your favorite blanket. Perfect for fall and holiday cards. Now this is so simple. All you have to do is grab your favorite color of ink and go crazy. Look at all of these beautiful plaids in all of these fun colors. I mean, just go to town. Now, that's super simple to do with the big background piece. The border piece we intended to go on like the flaps of your envelope. So you have your card with your matching adorable envelope to go with it. So again, just go crazy adding the little borders onto your envelope flap so you're matchy-matchy. Now I'm going to show you how we used the plaid on some projects. You're going to see this plaid often, so if you've watched other parts of this video, you know we used it a lot. Here are some ideas on using the border piece. So this thin little piece, these are two separate images. So just this border piece, we stamped it in a few different colors and put it on our card front, and it just makes this cute little card that has a bunch of different plaid color to it, and it's easier than trying to color portions of the big background stamp. Here's another idea besides stamping like on the flaps of your envelopes, is you can just stamp it down the spine of your card and add your elements there. So again, stamp your envelope, you've got a matching card that someone will just love. Okay, another idea is to stamp your die cut elements. So we've done the big plaid just on these cute pumpkins. Now, Robin makes our samples, and she went ahead and see these long single lines in the plaid. She just fussy cut those out and made her own little border. But if you can see there is that just fun texture that's woven, and that border just looks really cute. She did the same idea. Okay, so you're gonna stamp this twice. First, you're gonna stamp it directly onto your card base in the green ink. Then she stamped it in a navy ink and just cut along the individual pieces. Now, these are connected, like, so what she did is she cut right here and down, cut here and down, and just made this like grid and added in some other colors and then topped it off with some fun elements. That leaf is from our So Seasonal dies, and the Autumn Wishes is from our, let's see, it's the Sweater Weather dies. So all of our products work so well together. Sometimes I have a hard time remembering all the names, but I just have so much fun with this plaid. Are you ready to send out cozy cards with matching envelopes? We hope you'll join us in our love of plaid and add this to your crafty stash. Introducing our Autumn Harvest Bundle. Do you love masking your stamps to create your own scenes? Well, this stamp and die bundle was created just for that. The die is cut around the stamped images exactly, with no borders, allowing you to mask and create your own stacked images. It is also very fun to color with your favorite medium. If you are new to masking, I'll show you quickly how it is done. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to stamp your image on your card front. Now, normally when you do your masking, you would then stamp the same image onto your masking paper, onto the blank side. This is the side that peels off. Okay, then you would need to go in and take your scissors and fussy cut exactly around the image that you're wanting to mask. Well, we have eliminated this step for you. Okay, you just have to use the dies. So you're going to stamp your image onto your card front, and then you'll take your die, which is this shape, the exact pumpkin, okay, and you'll just die cut this from the masking paper to get this shape. So you've eliminated that part where you have to stamp. Now all you need to do is take the backing of this, peel it off, okay, and then you take this masking paper and apply it directly over the stamped image. Okay, like I said, these don't leave a border, so they're not meant to stamp and die cut. These are masking dies. So you'll place the mask exactly over the pumpkin. And then what you'll do is you'll take other images in the stamp set, like these leaves and this cute acorn, and stamp them over the top of the mask. Then, when you remove the mask, okay, you'll have a pumpkin that looks like it is now in front of the leaves and the acorn. Masking is magical. I think it's so cool. But these masking dies really help you to achieve that look without having to do all of the fussy cutting. Okay, so as you've seen, there is a masking die for the pumpkin. So you've got your pumpkin, you've got your masking paper, which is the backer, and then it covers up the stamped pumpkin exactly. You have one for the cute little acorn. It's covering up the acorn there. You have one for this leaf, the more detailed leaf, as well as this leaf here. Okay, so you can do masking with all of those images in the stamp set. Okay, now we also made the shapes of the masking dies so that you can do more than just masking with them. You can die cut them just from cardstock and have a cute shaped pumpkin, or you can even stamp and still see the pumpkin shape. Here it is done in cardstock and also our woven plaid for that larger leaf. Here we've die cut this smaller one just from cardstock. So these are fun elements that you can add to your cards. And again, we did it with the little acorn by stamping the woven plaid or just die cutting it from plain cardstock. Now, one other thing I do want to show you is that there is a word. As you can see, there's the word grateful in the die set. It does fit perfectly if you die cut it out of that leaf. So that is a fun element there. Or you can also save those letters and just glue them to your projects by using the fallout letters as well. Okay, so that is the intent of that set. Let me show you some great projects that have been made with this. So this one is a lot of masking. Okay, we started out with a pumpkin, put the mask down, and then stamped our leaves off to the side. Now this section is actually fussy cut because we don't have a die that, you get to create your own scene. So we have provided the masking for the middle there, and then we die cut those detailed leaves out of our gold glitter paper. It looks so cute, and it's backed with our gingham background stamp. Now here's one where we did the masking. It doesn't maybe look like it looks like it's a die cut, but look, it's a single layer. There's nothing that you have to glue or pop up. We simply stamped the pumpkin, put the mask over the top, then stamped the woven plaid background over the mask, remove the mask, and then stamp your words. And we also intended for those words to fit inside the pumpkin. Here it is again, the same type of technique. Again, this looks like three-dimensional, but there are no layers on this card other than this sentiment. But these are not layered, it is flat. Flat as can be on there, but it looks like there's dimension because you've done that fun masking technique. So get creative with it. Now, if you don't want to mask, this still does make fabulous cards. Look how fun this spectrum of leaves is with this Autumn Wishes die over the top. And then of course the woven plaid in the background. But these leaves are just a fantastic size for other projects. And again, if you don't want to do masking, we've just taken the stamps and created our own background with that grateful leaf popped up as the focal point. Be sure to add masking magic paper to your order. This masking paper is by Gina K Designs, which we love Gina K, and thank you very much for letting us carry this in our shop. It includes 12 sheets of 5x7 paper, and it pairs perfectly with the Autumn Harvest bundle. Are you ready to try the masking technique? I promise you'll think it's magical too. Here we have our new Friendship Farms bundle. Who loves farmers markets as much as we do? This stamp and die set reminds us of shopping at the market or those cool magnolia market type signs, and it's perfect for sending fall cards to friends with fun sentiments like thanks a bushel, hey there pumpkin, and love you bunches. The dies are like our crafty and birthday basic dies in that they layer. We've made it easy for you to layer different colors to add dimension to your dies, and you can mix and match with the stamping too. Let me show you, let's get started with the stamp set, and I'll show you how the pieces come together. Okay, you've got this large pumpkin with a little topper and a leaf. So you can stamp your pumpkin and then stamp the little stem separately to get that look. You've also got the bunch of carrots with the top. So you stamp the carrot, stamp the top, and you have the two together. Then you also have this fun barrel of apples. Okay, so these are in multiple pieces. You'll stamp the barrel and then like the metal that goes around the barrel. You'll stamp the apples above that, and then we've got green apples too. So you've got the red ones, and then the green fits right in between, which puts the tops on the apples for you, and they fit right inside that bushel. Okay, now you've also got like your thanks, a bushel. It looks like it's one stamp, but these are actually separate. So you can just use the word thanks, or you can stamp it like this, and it says thanks a bushel. And by the way, this all fits on this large outer die, which is a perfect label shape fitting on your card fronts. So you got thanks a bushel, hey there pumpkin, and love you bunches. And again, hey there is separate from pumpkin, love you is separate from bunches, or you can combine the two. Also really cool in this set, you've got this teeny little like Friendship Farms and handpicked. And this little heart with the lines out to the side, we did this and shaped it to fit exactly in that label shape for you. Isn't that fun? Okay, so there's the stamping portion. Now let me show you how the dies come together and how they layer. Okay, now you've got this carrot, a full carrot, and you might be like, well, how does that layer? You're first gonna start with that. You've got a top that's separate, another top that's separate, and a single carrot. Okay, now when you combine the two and cut them out from different colors of cardstock, it'll end up looking like this. So you start with your base, so you'll want to do it in a carrot color, which might seem odd, but then you've got this topper, which you would do in 2 shades of green, these 2 different toppers, a single carrot, and then when you layer them all together, you've got the layered bunch of carrots. Okay, now let's do the pumpkin. Okay, so you'll kind of do the same thing. You've got 3 different dies to create your pumpkin. You have a little topper and a leaf. Okay, so when you do them all together, you're going to start out with a darker color, different shade of orange, and maybe a lighter shade, even a peach. You've got your topper in brown, a large leaf, and then when you combine them all together, you've got that really cute layered pumpkin. Okay, now onto the barrel and the apples. Okay, so you've got the basket. Let me slide all that. You've got the basket, then you have the metal part that's nailed into the basket. So when you die cut those individually, now these may look like you're supposed to snip that apart, but just leave them connected together and it will die cut those 2 pieces for you. So you've got your basket, those 2 pieces, and you just layer them together. Then you will want to do your apples, okay? So like with the carrots, you're going to die cut this in a green. The reason for that is you've got your apple toppers right there. And then we've provided you with some apples to die cut. So you can cut those out in greens and reds. And then when you combine them together, you've got your base. Okay, that includes the green. And then you'll die cut individual apples and then you'll just layer them over the top. And you see you've got the stems already there behind it for you. Okay, then when you combine that and put that in the top of the bushel or the basket, barrel, whatever, it looks like that. It is so fun to do all the different layering. Now, we've also included, you might wonder why we've included another set of apples. This one does have the stem and leaf already on it. This way you can die cut this in a green and then take your individual apples and die cut those in reds and greens and get single apples. You can do the same with the carrot. Okay, so you've got, let me grab it. You've got this piece and also that piece. So you can just combine those together and then you have singles. So you've got a single carrot and then your single apples. So hopefully we've thought of everything for you when it comes to that. Now, one other thing I definitely want to point out is this will all be on our website to show you how to build these, but on the back of your packaging, if I can grab that, we've created a little chart for you. So it shows you how to put them together. So you'll want to be sure and hang on to that. Okay, and now the fun part. Let me show you some projects that we have made with all of these. Okay. So here you've got your cute Friendship Farms, hand-picked. We've used the little heart. Thanks a bushel. Again, those are separate stamps. And then we've put the cute barrel of apples in the middle, or bushel. I can't decide. Is it a barrel? Is it a bushel? Anyway. And then we've got our amazing woven plaid background on there for you. Here's one where we've done it with a pumpkin. Hey there, pumpkin. We've got our barnwood background stamped on there, along with our gingham. So it is so fun to mix and match these with many other backgrounds we have in our collection, including this one has shiplap on it, our shiplap sentiments. And you've got your cute layered bunch of carrots there. Okay, here's another one with the carrots where we've just done the stamping on the background. We've done love you bunches, and then we've got that single carrot as a really fun element on your card. Here we've created another one. We've used the label going this direction, just stamped different color pumpkins, used the leaves as accent pieces, and then created our own background with the leaf and the pumpkin word in the stamp set. So you can get as creative as you want with this. There are so many things you can do. Now this one is super special because Robin, who makes all of our amazing samples, did something absolutely adorable. She has taken those individual little apples and sewn this cute little thing to add to the tag that was created with the label. And then she stamped that barrel. And if you can tell, there's like copper embossing on that. Adorable fall gift to give to your friends or neighbors or whatever. Anyway, aren't these fun? Okay, who is ready to create your own little garden of goodness? Be sure to tag us at Concord 9th so we can see your farmers market inspired creations. Introducing So Seasonal Dies. We are so excited to bring you another stitching die. Last month was our So Pretty bundle, and this month we have So Seasonal Dies. There is so much you can do with this die set, from fall to Christmas, Valentine's, and everyday occasions like thanks cards, and it will coordinate with many of our background and sentiment stamps too. It also works great with our So Essentials kit, which includes 8 trendy colors of thread, needles, and white heavyweight cardstock that is great to stitch on. Now, let's get into how this comes together and all the different things that you can do with this die. Let me just show you. So you've got this outline portion of the leaf, which you can use on its own. Just make a solid cardstock leaf, or you can layer this stitched element inside. Okay, so you would die cut that. You could run it through, die cut this, and then die cut the outside around it, or layer them at the same time, and it will put that stitched element inside. Now, on this example, we've also taken this cute little heart that's in here, the stitched one, and also put that there as well. So you've got this solid leaf with the stitching and then the heart that you can stitch there in the middle, or you can just leave it like this if you don't want to stitch. So here's non-stitched, and then here's one that we've actually taken some of the thread from our So Essentials kit and stitched around the leaf and the heart, which is so cute. Another thing you can do with that same, take this out, is you can drop in. This is kind of hard to tell what this says, but right here it says thanks. So when you drop that in, here I'll put some paper behind it so you can see that it says thanks. You could leave that as is, or again, you can take thread from the So Essentials kit and stitch around the outside of the leaf and stitch your word thanks. You could also just stitch the word thanks and leave the outside just with the cute holes around it, like this. Okay, so you've got that one. Here, let me leave these up here so you can see the different options. Here is also another option, is you can just use this part of the die, which is the outside stitching, and the spines. You've got this piece right here that you could layer those together and just do it directly on your card and not cut out the shape of the leaf. So this is right on your cardstock. This is the heavyweight cardstock that's really easy to stitch on. So we've done it in 2 different colors. This is like the mint thread, and then the darker green on the outside. You can see that. So that's really fun just to do it directly on your card. Or again, like these, you can die cut the outside and then also do the spine. Leave it like this with the cute little holes in it, or go ahead and stitch that. And we've used the yellow color of thread in the kit there to stitch that one. Okay, so you've got that. We've got these cute little dies that you could make look like flowers, or they could also look like little snowflakes on the background of your card. We've included 2 of those so that you can die cut less frequently, but still do all that cute stitching. There's also this cute flower. So you've got the flower and a little leaf that already has a stitched element in it. So that looks like this. Now you could do this in spring, summer colors, or you could even do it in a red, make it look like a poinsettia. Also there, I've shown you the outside of the stitched heart, just the stitched portion of that heart, but there's also a solid die, so you can layer those 2 together, and you can die cut and then stitch this cute little heart. So now you've got Valentine's. Okay, and there's also this die in here, which may be hard to read, but it says Noel. And I've probably saved my favorite part for last because it's maybe the least expected part, but it is so adorable. So I'm going to take just a minute and move this because it deserves some attention. Okay, So I'm just going to take this portion, which is the spine of the big leaf, along with that Noel die. And when I die cut that, it is a cute little Charlie Brown tree. Okay, now if you also want to do even more, you could take one of these snowflakes and make it have a cute little topper. Okay, I'm going to show you an example made with this. Love, so now you've got Christmas too. Okay, this is so much fun. Let me show you some projects that we have created with the So Seasonal dies. Okay, this one here does have a lot of stitching. We've die cut around the outside. Now this one is stitched on the inside, but this one is stitched around the outside. So you can get creative with how you want to do the stitches on the cards. We've incorporated the heart, the word thanks. We also have our woven plaid background to back it all up. So this is a really nice card. Here is one where I mentioned that you need to use the outside, you just stitch it directly on the front of your card with the word thanks. That does not have to be inside of the leaf. You can just stamp it there, and then we've changed the color of threads so that it has like this cute spectrum going on. Okay, here is an example where we've got Noel in the middle and we've got little snowflakes stitched around the outside. We have backed that Noel with some of our silver glitter paper. That makes a cute little holiday tag or card. Here is that adorable little Christmas card, I promise, and we've just attached sequins as little ornaments on the top. So if you don't think that's adorable, I don't know what is. Who didn't love Charlie Brown's little Christmas tree? Anyway, and we've backed that up with our gingham background stamp. Now here is one that I mentioned. You can just leave the cute holes. So this one is not stitched, but it is still really cute, and those holes give it some really great dimension. And then we backed it up with our shiplap sentiments stamp. Okay, one more sample, because why not another Christmas card? Okay, you've got this one. This actually isn't a card, it's a 3D project, and it is so cool. Look at this. You just take that leaf and change them to red and make a great big poinsettia to put on a gift box to give to someone. Attach the Mary die that we sell in our shop. The little flower makes the middle, and you've got this great big poinsettia crafted from paper that you can gift to your family and friends. Okay, do you have an itch to stitch now? If you've never stitched on your cards, we encourage you to try it. Careful, you may just fall in love. Introducing our sweater weather bundle. It's turnabout time, and believe it or not, sweater weather is right around the corner. I love bundling up in a comfy sweater or scarf, and who doesn't love a mug of pumpkin spice? With 4 turns of your paper in 4 colors of ink, you'll end up with this festive fall background full of sweaters, scarves, leaves, and mugs, with options of coloring in the images too. Let me show you how these work, and also along with the dies. Okay, when you do stamp it, if you stamp it down once in one color, this is what it'll look like. Twice in 2 colors, 3 times in 3 colors, and all 4 turns in 4 different colors of ink. Here is what it looks like actually stamped. So it does make that fall background with all of those fun elements in it. Okay, as far as the dies go, oh, I do want to point out something in the stamp set as well. You've got your turnabout portion, but also this sprig, this oak leaf, the mug, these 2 sentiments, and the little mug steam that comes up are separate from the turnabout. So you can use those separately to stamp. And then I'll show you how some little tips and tricks on this die here. So I did mention that you've got stamped elements that you can die cut. So there's the little sprigs from the stamp set. You can die cut your mug, and you can die cut your stamped little oak leaf there. Okay, so those are the elements in the stamp set that can be die cut. And then we've included some other dies that'll just act as embellishments on your cards. So you've got all of these that you can just die cut. So you've got these cute little leaves, you've got these and a few different options for sprigs. Okay, so all of those just add fun elements to your cards. Okay, now I do want to point out that you've got this die cut that says Autumn Wishes. So when you die cut that out, you do have a fun peek through element. Or if you use this piece, okay, this is just a blank one. If you use that to die cut, you can die cut that in a different color cardstock and actually back the Autumn Wishes so that it will pop up like in front of the turnabout. It's a little bit hard to see. There's a lot going on without backing that up. So if you back it up with the blank one, then it really pops out. Okay, so those are those options. You also have this drop-in die that says Sweater Weather that you can drop in the blank piece like this, and you have your peek through letters, or you can use the fallout letters on their own and just glue them directly onto your projects as well. Now this blank piece also does hold this sentiment nicely. You're so nice, like pumpkin spice. So hopefully we've thought of many different options for you to use these dies. Now let me just show you some projects that we've created with this Turnabout bundle. So here is a project where we've stamped the Turnabout 4 times in 4 colors of ink. We've used that blank label die and dropped Sweater Weather in. Now we did die cut that a few times to get the multi-colors of letters and just piece those back in like a puzzle. And then we've added the stamped and die cut sprigs and little berries off to the side for fun elements on your card, and added in our woven plaid to top that off. Here is an example where we've done the 4 colors of ink with the Turnabout on craft cardstock, and again backed that Autumn Wishes so that it doesn't have the distraction behind it of the stamp set that really pops, and added in those fun little leaf elements as well. This card uses the Turnabout, but it's all in one color. You can stamp it 4 times, tone on tone, all in one color, and then your sentiment in this cute little mug really pops. Here is an option where we didn't do any turning. We simply used the stamp, so you've got this oak leaf that we've stamped down behind the sentiment, and then added all of our leaves and the twigs and berries and stuff like that. Isn't that just a really cute card? Top it off with some cute little sequins. Now here we've done a few things. We've just made an Autumn Wishes card that's also got Sweater Weather, You're So Nice. It looks like one of those fun signs, and we added in those cute leaves at the bottom and backed it up with our woven plaid background stamp. I did mention that you have the option of coloring these in. So we've stamped it down in black ink, all 4 turns, and then we've gone in with an alcohol marker and colored in the sweaters and scarves and little hearts on the mugs and things like that. So you do have different options with this fun Turnabout. Get ready for fall. Settle in with your warm mug of pumpkin spice and create lots of Sweater Weather Turnabout cards saying, "You're so nice." Here is our Uplifting Thoughts bundle. We named it Uplifting Thoughts for 2 reasons. The sentiments in the set are encouraging and uplifting, and the die lifts up portions of the flower spray and the cascading leaves. Yes, one die that works on both the flowers and the leaves. Let's go over how to do that. But first I want to point out these amazing sentiments. Don't let yesterday take up too much of today. Thinking of you. I'm here for you, and I can't promise to fix all your troubles, but I can promise you won't face them alone. Couldn't everyone use cards that say this at times? Okay, let me show you how to use this one die to line it up on both the leaves and the flowers. Let's start with the flowers. So first, you'll just stamp this down. Then you'll take this one die, and I want to point out there's leaves and little flowers that are cut out. So when you're doing the flowers, don't pay attention to the leaves, just focus on these flower middles. So you've stamped this down and you'll be able to find these two flower centers and line that up. Now up at the top here, if you can see that petal sticking out, you just need to shift that over so you can't see it anymore. And you're really gonna focus on these two flowers being in the middle and die cutting those. Don't pay attention to what's in the middle of the leaves, it won't matter. When you run that through your die cutting machine, then you'll end up with this piece and it will pop up a portion of the petals on these flowers. Okay, not all petals are gonna pop up, but it just creates this really fun peek through element on your cards and gives it a little bit of life. Now, one thing I do wanna point out in the stamp set, you've got a single leaf that you can use just with some of the sentiments, or you can pop up some of the leaves over here. But there's also this leaf right here that doesn't have a stem. We did that on purpose so that when you stamp the flowers down and you use this image, you can then add those around the flowers. Isn't that cool? Okay, now let me show you how to line it up on the leaves. So you're going to take the same die, you're going to stamp down your leaves. This time you're going to focus on the openings for the leaves. Okay, so when you line this up, you'll be able to see a leaf peek through there and a leaf peek through there. As long as those two are lined up, again, ignore these little flowers. As long as those two are lined up, you run it through your die cut machine, and then you have portions of these leaves that are popping up on your card. I think that is so cool that you can use one die to do both the flowers and the leaves. So let me show you some projects that we've created with this. Okay, on this one, you can see that these leaves are popped up. In fact, I'll even hold it to the side so you can see that fun dimension. Now, what we did on this to get the multicolors of leaves was we stamped this down in yellow and then just took a sponge dauber and in portions and areas just put a little bit darker ink over the top and then stamped it down and then did our die cutting to pop those leaf tips up. Add your sentiment. We backed it up with our barnwood background stamp. Here's one with the flowers and that little leaf off to the side. So we've just stamped it down, lined up our flowers, and we've got portions of those that are lifting off of your card. This is a single layer card that actually has some fun dimension, and then you just stamp your sentiment down. Here are the leaves. So notice these are going this direction. This time they're going this direction. So you can, you can do them whatever direction you want. You've got the leaf ends that are popped up. Now this die here is from our So Seasonal dies. It's just the big leaf and that sentiment fits on there perfectly. Here is one where we've done a portion of we've just stamped the flowers down actually and then hand cut around a full flower and fussy cut around a leaf. Now to get that multi-look on the flowers, we just stamped it down and then took an alcohol marker and added some dimension right over the top of those flowers. We used the die from our Friendship Farms die set and then backed it with our woven plaid background stamp. Here's one where we didn't do any die cutting. I'll twist that there. That is just embossed with copper embossing powder and that is so beautiful. Simple, simple, quick and easy card, but it is so impactful and pretty. Now, you may have been looking at this and thought, maybe make a Christmas card. Robin did that for us. So she just stamped it down in red and it makes it look like these beautiful poinsettias on the card. Again, it's a single layer, but those do pop up, giving it some dimension. And then we just added our Merry die to make this holiday card. Okay, can you think of people in your life that could use an uplifting card? Before you mail them off, be sure to tag Concord 9th so we can see your beautiful creations. Here is our vintage artichoke bundle. A few months back, we released a vintage flower bundle. It was the first time we'd created a die that lifted a portion of the petals, and you all seem to love it. So we created another like bundle, this time with this large, beautiful artichoke. It is perfect for coloring and includes sentiments that can work on the outside and the inside of your cards. The die not only cuts around the outside of the artichoke, but the inner die lifts portions of the petals, really bringing out the dimension. Let me show you how. Okay, so if you were to stamp your artichoke and then use the outside of the die, okay, to die cut that, then you could just die cut around that artichoke and leave that as is. It looks really pretty. The other option is to then take your die cut artichoke and use this piece, which is going to lift some of the petals. Now this part right here is open at the bottom because it will line up with this petal right here. So you'll just take and line that up so that you can see that one petal. And then you kind of can see where those petals are at the top that you line it up with. As long as it's lined up like this, you run that through your die cut machine, and then you end up with the artichoke that has the petals lifted up, just giving it that great dimension. Okay, I did mention that these sentiments work. You can stack it like this. They're separated. You can stack it, or you can stamp it on the outside and then stamp the sentiment on the inside. Oftentimes, we spend so much time decorating the outside of our cards that we forget to stamp the inside. So we do like to make inside greetings as well. Okay, let me show you some projects that we've made with this really pretty bundle that is perfect for fall. So here is this artichoke. The petals are lifted up there and it is watercolored. Just have so much fun practicing your watercoloring on that. We backed it up with our barnwood background, giving it that perfect fall touch. Here is another one. This time we used alcohol markers, and the little petals are lifted there. Okay, and we've done the coloring and we die cut around the outside. This one is just, all we did is actually stamped it on watercolor paper and just used the inside. We didn't cut around the outside of the artichoke. This one is cut around the outside. We put it on top of our Friendship Farms label die and backed it with our woven plaid background. That is very farmer's market to me. It's so pretty. Now, if you don't want to do the coloring, like in the example where I showed you how to die cut, you can just stamp your artichoke on colored cardstock and lift up those petals, and then add your cute sentiment. In the background here, we have our shiplap sentiments background. Also very Magnolia Farm Farmer's Market. Okay, here we just did stamping. We didn't even do any die cutting, but if you can see that glisten and gleam, that is out of gold embossing powder on like a blush colored cardstock. And I just think that is beautiful. Here is a fun idea. If you just want to make some quick note cards, simply just stamp and die cut these. Again, they're lifted in different colors of ink, and add that cute hello that's in the stamp set. Now, here is an unexpected use, but don't we love stretching our stamps? Okay, pineapple. This is the artichoke that is not stamped. We just die cut the artichoke, cut off the little stem there out of yellow, popped those up so it looks like a pineapple. And the pineapple topper here, the stem portion, is the dies that are in our autumn harvest bundle. And then we backed it up with our gingham background stamp. So stretch your stamps. I just think that that is so clever, so cute. Okay, now I'm hungry for artichoke dip. That would be a perfect snack to have while coloring this artichoke. We'll use watercolors, colored pencils, alcohol markers, all of the above. We want to see your creations. Be sure to tag Concord 9th. Okay, here it is, our full August 2019 new product release. We hope you are as excited as we are to start creating with these products. Be sure to check out each individual product page for inspiring projects and how-tos. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and YouTube. Tag us when you make projects too. Use hashtag Concord and 9th. Happy crafting!